Hello. I want to try a little something. Hope you're doing well. Basically, I just want to hang out here and I want to test this microphone, right? Because there's so much of this Rodecaster I haven't used. And I want to do a call in, and I've just tried practicing the call in with my wife, and it didn't work. I thought, hello, Jody Bacon. Hello, Jethro. How are you, sir? Yo. Tell me about your Sunday. What time is it there? It is currently 5:45 in the evening. Oh, fucking cool. Hello, Dan. Hey. See, the thing is, right, so here's the deal. Hello, Megan. Hope you're doing well. Good afternoon, Heidi Kroom. So I've had some feedback, and I need to get better, which I'm going to try to do today. I need to get better at reading out the comment that I'm replying to. So if, for example, Heidi's just sent a message on here and I just went, yeah, that's great. Rather than pulling it up and saying, Heidi Kroom says 6 a.m. here. It just seems really weird for me when I do that. Sunday homework today. Good. Megan Monaco says, and me, Jethro. Like the shoe collection at the back, Bill says, yeah. So I've got so many pairs of 2s, 3s, 6s, fucking 1s. Those two. These are the ones. These have seen better days. But these are the OG U-Form Nanos. They're not doing too bad, actually. But yeah, you'd put them in the oven. They'd mould around your foot when you put them back on. So Joe, sorry, not Jody. Almost kick-off time, Joe. What's kick-off time? Tell me more. What's going on? Yeah. Tell me about them getting the new nanos. Do you know what I saw? Bill says, are you getting the new nanos? NFL kickoff. So who's playing? What's the game? Is it a good game? Is it a big game? Let me know. Let me know what it's like. So yeah, I thought I'd jump on because I didn't do a show this morning because I was well busy. My boy had mountain biking. He did really well, actually. Did really well. And then, Jake, what if you got a WhatsApp phone number? Thing is, that is a WhatsApp phone number. So if you add that phone number at the bottom, I'm assuming. Oh, sorry. Jethro Cardona says, Jake, what if you got a WhatsApp phone number? Jethro, that number is on WhatsApp. So if you save that as a contact on WhatsApp and you ring it via WhatsApp, it should come through. So that's the goal. And if you do ring, I will try my best to figure it all out, but it will have to be on the fly because it's a little bit funny. And the way that it works, right, is phone here, obviously. This is connected through Bluetooth to the Rodecaster. And in theory, it's linked up. If I play music on my phone right now, it's connected through the Rodecaster and it comes through. Fine and dandy. However, when my wife rang it a minute ago, it didn't come through. So I couldn't hear her talking. I could hear her downstairs. So there we go. That's the hello, Mr. Weed. How are you, sir? Please block Jeremy from calling in. Well, I think Jeremy might be a bit busy today, Mr. Weed. The Bill on Capitol Hill. Oh, I like that name. Is that from... So here's the thing with that. So the only reference point I have to that is in The Simpsons. Was that... Was that a thing in real life before The Simpsons? Was it like a reference to something? Don't talk about football. I had a bad week from the Bill on Capitol Hill. Schoolhouse Rock. I'm assuming that was the program that this character, the Bill on Capitol Hill, was from. Okay. That's a good thing. Cool. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Please hold the line while we try to connect your call. Okay, sir. Hang on. Let's see. Hang on. Hello? Is anyone there? Oh, I want this to work. Sound. That's correct. That's great. Oh, this is so annoying. See, I can't get this to work. If I go speaker, someone there?
Yeah. You hear me?
Oh, hang on. Is that? Hello?
Hi.
Oh, I can hear you through my phone. Hello, who's that speaking? Is that Jethro?
Yes, it is.
Oh, nice to meet you, Jethro.
And you sound very clear to me anyway.
Yeah, so the Rodecaster's working for me. So I'm hearing you through my headphone. No, I'm not. I'm hearing me through my headphones. I'm hearing you out of my phone, and I'm speaking into my speaker. So you're getting the full Rodecaster, but I can't get your noise to come out of my speakers.
I'm getting Jake's full Rodecaster. It's phenomenal.
all 3.5 inches of my Rodecaster. How are you, sir? What's the time where you are?
12:52. It's rainy here in New York, and everyone's staying inside today. This is what sucks.
So, what are you open on Sundays?
Yeah, actually, there are 2 classes this morning. I didn't coach them. I don't coach the Sunday classes. I let somebody else coach.
Okay, and are you still using the Hiller Fitch programming?
Yes, we are. We are like 3 weeks behind. I leave it 3 weeks behind only because I have to catch up. If we have holidays, I like to test out some of the workout that account for a full gym instead of individual programming.
Right. Okay, that's great. So, and is that 7-day a week program, or do you adjust it to your hours?
So what Andrew does, he programs 6 days a week of classes, and then he has Sunday as a long, slow day. But what I do, because members do come on Sunday, I like to do a what I call CrossFit main site workout. So I will look at the week of programming from the CrossFit main site, and whatever is able to fit into Andrew's programming, I just nick it on there, and then they can do a Sunday workout.
Nice. And what was it today?
Today it was. What was today? Let me check. I wasn't there, so I don't know. I'm already into week number 2 ahead of time, so I don't remember what the workout was.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's check.
Yeah, that's all right. That's okay. I watched Godfather Part 2 yesterday, Jeffro.
Oh, look at you!
And I thought of you. My wife's never watched the series, so I've recently sort of started getting into watching films that she's never watched, and Godfather 1 and 2 she's never seen. So I want to ask you a question. 1 or 2, what's best?
Before you keep going, I got the workout was 4 rounds with total reps, 3 minutes of burpees, 1 minute of muscle ups.
Blimey.
It was from September 24th.
Okay, so 16 minutes.
All right, back to the Godfather.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of workload, isn't it? That's a gassy one. So anyway, yeah, Godfather 1 or 2.
See, okay, so I'm a little biased. My wife shows both the Godfathers in her class as part of her teaching. She prefers 1.
Okay.
She prefers two. I'm sorry, I prefer one.
So what does your excuse the naivety and the ignorance, Jethro? What does your wife teach?
My wife teaches Italian.
Ah, oh, amazing. Well, hang on, Jeffrey. One sec. I'm just gonna. I was holding my headphones and that. Oh, so your wife teaches Italian. That's cool. And do you speak Italian?
I understand. I can speak very little, but if you were to have me in the middle of an Italian street in Rome and I ask for directions, I can probably do away with it. I can order dinner.
Okay.
So, Spanish and Italian are very similar.
Oh, right. Are they? Okay. I mean, they're fairly close to each other, aren't they? So my question to you is, in modern day, I know you don't live in central New York, but in modern day, oh, I'm really loud. I don't know why. I'm going to turn this down a bit. Oh, there we go. In modern New York City, is Italian spoken much as a language? No.
No.
Okay.
You will have parts of New York. See, there is no more young Italian speaking. It's a very like the older generation. There are parts of. So I used to live in a town called Westbury, New York, and there's pretty much three sections. There's an Italian section, a white section, and a Hispanic section. The Italians that live in Westbury now, they still speak Italian. The houses look Italian. They have like fig trees in the backyard. They have their own little gardens. That's really Italian. There are some houses in my neighborhood like that, but very, very few. So there's not a lot of Italian spoken.
Okay. And so obviously watching The Godfather, I know it's an artistic license. But that's quite a fast turnaround, isn't it? Because I think in the last sort of 100 years, there's been a big turnaround, I guess. So when people refer to themselves as like Italian Americans, what part of the Italian culture still kind of is prevalent? Is it like the family unit and how people live? Is it still there? Or is it literally just sort of style?
It's definitely handed down from generation to generation. The current Italians that came over, like what we call come over on the boat, mm-hmm. They still keep the Sunday dinners. They still have the family where they usually tend to have a basement apartment or another section of the house for when the parents get older, the grandparents, they'll still live with them. The culture in Italy is not like, you throw your father and mother into a senior nursing home. Mm-hmm. They stay with the family until they die. Then they even have their funerals and their wakes, the family in the living room.
Yeah,
instead of like at a hall. So
yeah. And that's the thing, because there's a lot, believe it or not, there's a lot of Italian people in England. One of my friends growing up, Gino Macari, his parents were both born in Italy. And moved over, and there's a really big Italian sort of contingent in the London area, and it's interesting hearing the differences in sort of legacies, I guess, and cultures brought over from Italy that are going to be the same wherever you go, but within the context of the country where they've been brought to. Because the stereotype, I guess, of the Italian American is the confident, bravado, stylish guy with the accent, whereas the Italians in England are sort of very, very quite opposite of that. Yeah, very quiet and very subdued. It's just interesting to hear it because they're the same. They're the same back, the culture's the same, but just in a different setting.
Are they younger over there? Is that maybe why?
I don't know. I think a lot of maybe. I think maybe the type of people, and I mean, we're talking about historical context here, but I think a lot of the people that left Italy and Britain to go to the US between sort of in your 18th and 19th centuries and early 20th, I think they were looking for a totally different way of life, weren't they? And maybe they're the more enterprising people. They're the people that want to grow something from nothing. Whereas I think that the people that come to Britain had historically known there was already something established and they wanted to just sort of maybe fit in there. I don't know. There's a different type of person that moves. It's like there's a lot of English people that move to Spain, and they're a different breed of Brit. Like they're totally different. They've got a totally different way about them, and they move to the heat. They want to be in the, they want to be in a warmer climate, and they just want to relax, and they want beers every night, and it's very different Brit than one that moves to like Canada to retire.
Well, the Italians, they came over to America, and the Americans really, they wanted to really be American to the point where they didn't teach their kids Italian. They spoke English. They only want them to speak English. They didn't want them to be known as the Italians. They really wanted to assimilate. My wife has a lecture like that as well. So when she talks about it, it was very, very common for the children to not speak Italian and to just learn English. So when they do learn Italian, it was definitely a dialect of where they were from, to the point where even my wife, where we go, she has learned proper Italian. There are shows like on Netflix and stuff that she'll watch, and she'll have to watch it with subtitles, because there are some words she's never even heard of before, not even the dialect that she doesn't understand. So she'll stop and she's like, "What the hell is that word?"
Yeah.
It's very different over here. Yeah, bravado. Yeah, like you see the what's the show? Jersey Shore.
Oh God, yeah.
Very, very similar to the Long Island where I'm from. Italian. Going out, GTL, and sports cars and stuff like that.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just very different. So when we talk about it in like a European context, Italians are very different to Italian Americans. Like the bloody totally different, style of people.
Italians that go visit from here, they are American Italians. But when you have the Italians over there that are the same age, they dress different. They actually they smoke a lot. Like we don't have a lot of smoking over here. A lot of smoking in Italy.
Yeah.
I just saw something where the most tattooed population is the Italian population. It's really taken off. Everywhere you go, everyone that's Italian over there is tattooed. I was like, whoa.
Part of that is over the last 10 years, there's been a massive change in the style of tattooing, and what tattoo artists can do now and replicate real art on the skin, rather than the old school, like you get a couple of swallows or you get mum and all that shit, and a sailor an anchor. Now they can purely replicate actual works of art. And the Italians have got an incredible style about them. And I think now maybe over the last 10 years, because of what's available now, they probably are like reaching for the ink and going, yeah, that's good enough. Now I can see that. I mean, and as well, the olive skin suits tattoos really well. There's a load of tattoo sites and like Instagram pages that I follow, and it's all olive skin. None of them look like me. None of them have got like Anglican, like fucking ghost skin. But yeah, all good. So Jeffrey, I wanna is your wife on Instagram?
Yeah, she is.
Cool. I might find her, because I've got so many questions about Italian culture, language and all that. It's one of those things that I've never really picked up on, but it'd be really cool to get an idea about like the Italian American side of it and comparisons and stuff like that. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, she's seen both sides, because what we do, we've actually done it a couple of times now. We've gone to Italy twice a year, and we definitely go once a year, and we've tried to take a look and see every region of Italy, which we've now gone to but one. And eventually, when I retire, and hopefully another 2 years, I will have a residence in Italy. So that's why I'm trying to push her for her citizenship, just to travel around the EU a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And then, I'll have a place here in New York. I'll have a place in Italy.
Yeah.
I'm not rich by any means, but we've set ourselves up that we can do that. And then, we'll do that.
Oh, that'd be amazing, and we can link up. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby. Nice one. All right, Jeffro, thanks so much for calling in. Really appreciate it. I've got a way of doing it. I'll put the phone like that, but I'll try and sort it out with Bluetooth over the next week. So
yeah, at least you know the phone works from a phone number in New York. So.
Exactly. Thank you very much. I've got a friend that's from New York. I'll tell everyone on the island. I've got a friend from New York. Nice one.
That's right. You got at least one, baby.
All right, nice one, Jeffro. Thanks very much.
All right, take care.
Speak to you later. Bye bye. Well, that was good. Oh no, it's really annoying that I can't get the phone linked up because I can hear it. Well, I can hear myself actually. Oh, Yanni boy, Yon, I've texted you the link. Penis. Now I can turn this down. Now it's fucking really loud. There we go. So let me catch up on a few Cristiano Ronaldos. What about Dubai, Jake? What would you like? Sarah Cox asks, what about Dubai, Jake? What would you like to know about Dubai, Sarah Cox? Jodie Lynn writes, same with my family, Jake. Our Polish family lost the language. They wanted to assimilate, so didn't pass on that. Really? That's a shame, isn't it? That's cool. So, Sarah, I've never been. Actually, I'll tell you what, these are fucking coming off now. There we go. I've never been to Dubai. However, I'm a 40-year-old British man with lots of friends my age and older that have been to Dubai, have lived in Dubai. I've got a friend, an old business partner that has a house on the Palm. He goes there for 3 months over Christmas. He is an Arabic man. His family are Arabic, so he goes there. Now the thing with this is that there is, but I think that's, and again, this is like a lot of the news at the moment. There's only a lot of controversy about the stuff that the news and the governments want you to know and worry about. Because if they wanted you to worry and fear and be scared about certain things, they'd make it happen. I'm surprised that people haven't learned that from 5 years ago. If you need someone to follow that's very funny, Katie Hopkins, go and follow her on Instagram. She used to annoy the tits off me. But the last sort of year or so, I've found her quite funny. Sarah Cox writes, one of the safest places in the world is it? Yeah, and you know why it's one of the safest places in the world, don't you, Sarah? Because the government are extremely strict on things. So the reason it's safe is because people know not to be dickheads, basically. And I've got a friend that went to China. This isn't a rhyme or a poem or a story. I had a friend that went to China and he left his iPad on a table in an outdoor restaurant in China. Just left it. His iPad was there on the table. He completely forgot about it. And half an hour later, he came back and it was sat right there on this outdoor table in the middle of, I can't remember what fucking city, but it is rammed. And if that was in London, if that was in any British city, I would hazard a guess and say if that was in any American city, that iPad would have fucking gone within a minute. I mean, Barcelona, it would have been gone before you'd have fucking walked away from the table. But in China, everyone knows if you even think about touching that, you're sent away. So that fear of punishment deters people from being criminals. Now, I'm not saying that that's the way to go, but I'm saying in that instance, it was quite a good thing that people were put off being thieves by the regulations. Now, again, I'm not saying that's necessarily a good thing, but China is greater than Dubai. I mean, I don't know. I've been to neither. Now, Katie, my wife, I need to stop saying my wife. My wife has been to China many times with sport, and she absolutely loves it. She loved it every time she went. So I've only got her sort of opinion to go by, and my mate that's been. But last time Katie went there was 2011. So it's quite a little while ago now. What was that series a little while ago about China and the satellite? And it was like a time travel thing. And blimey, I can't remember. Anyway, when I'm in a foreign country, I mind business and shut the fuck up here. Sorry, Jethro Cardona writes, when I'm in a foreign country, I mind my business and STFU. I think you can guess what that means. Here, I make sure I take care of business. Yeah, I think... Oh, yeah, Jon's... Jodie Lynn writes, Jon, you're in Poland? Really? Safest place in Europe. Jodie, I think when we say safest place in Europe, safest for most people, most native people, it's very safe. However, not for everyone. And when you say safe, it's very, very close to Ukraine. So it's not as safe as like Iceland, for example. And also, the Isle of Man is the safest place in Europe. We all know that. I've said that many times. But yeah, that's good. Sarah Cox writes, I'm an Aussie living in California, paying crazy taxes and worried about guns. Now, Sarah, if you'd like to pick up offline, I can help you. If you look at the taxation laws in the Isle of Man, if you set up a registered company, all you'd need to know is someone based on the island with residency that could become an employee or a director of your company, and you could set up a business here and have your HQ here, and there's zero corporation tax. So, bit creepy that was, sorry. So yeah. What else we got going on today? I don't want to talk about my son, and the reason I don't want to talk about my son is they might be listening downstairs. So I'm not going to. I was using it. Yeah, buddy, let's go. I was, by the way, on that note, sorry. Sarah Cox writes, let's do it. Smiley face. I did a really short, sharp workout today. It was amazing. Well, I say short, sharp. I got to the gym at 7:30 this morning and my client had slept in, so he didn't get to come in. I had a really busy day. So I thought, carpe the DM, and I did my strength training this morning. Got that done. Did some rowing and some pressing and some twisting, some axial movement. And then went for my boys' mountain bike race. That was cool in the woods. And then we went and I got my went to back to the gym. We had an hour's gap, so I went and did a quick workout. Now you're going to like this one, guys. You can like this one. Yes, I did ski again. It's my go-to, the ski. Can I tell you why I ski a lot? Shall I tell you why? One, my knees. During lockdown, my knees were really, really shitty and I couldn't row. So I had to ski and I couldn't bike. It was set off, flared up my knees. So I ended up using the ski erg. The second reason is no one likes or prefers the ski erg because it's always free. And thirdly, it gets you absolutely jacked. So if you want a bit of cardio, a cardio machine, a resistance machine that's going to get you absolutely gigantic lats, triceps and delts, use a ski erg, and you have to sit down. Anyway, I used a ski erg and I did 5 rounds of 500 meter ski and then 10 cleans, dumbbell cleans, single dumbbell cleans, and it was £110 dumbbell. So you know the big fucker, it's 50 kilo. So I did alternating arms from the ground, 10 reps. So I did 500 meter ski, 10 cleans, 5 rounds. And yeah, that was tough. That was a real good workout though. Heart rate was up at like 178, 180 for like 15 minutes. It was cool. Anyway, and then we went to rugby. So my son's playing rugby now. He's 6. And the thing is, there's 8 in his little team. They do 5 or 6 aside, depending on the tournament. And 4 of them go to jiu-jitsu together. So they're all full contact with jiu-jitsu. And then at rugby, they're not allowed to do full contact. So they are diving all over the show, but trying to get the tags or flags, whatever you want to call them, just grabbing them. Pussy shit. And I get it. I get why they don't do full contact. But, you know, in football, I'm sorry, soccer, they do full contact there. They just can't head the ball. They're not allowed to head the ball until they're like 11, I think, which is insane. But I get why. I get why there's rules there. But it's just, what a load of shit. Learn properly how to do it and you'll be fine. Yeah. Anyway, Jethro Cardona writes, Sarah, I need to move to SoCal. Greg is going to show me around. Awesome. Greg. Good old Greg, eh? Wonder what that scamp's up to this week. I did notice something. There's obviously we're aware of the CrossFit Medical Society. We now have a Metfix Medical Society popped up. That was quite interesting. It's called Medical Society. So yeah, just thought that was interesting. I'll have a look at that. Good. Anything anyone wants to talk about? Hello, Adam. I trust you're well. Sorry. 5 a.m. Squat Club writes, afternoon team. Hello, Adam. Hope you're well. By the way, this screen, I just whipped this up quickly. It's not the official one. I just whipped up quickly so that I could get the new phone number up on there. So Jon, I can only apologize for how shit it looks. But yeah, all good. What's going on? No, I don't. They're closed most weeks. Oh, why? We are trying to organize a head-to-head. And one of the people is being a bit of a knob. I'll give you 2 guesses. A weekday. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, Jon, come on. Let's get on there. Go. Sorry, Jon Clark writes, I'm just coming back, caught the end of that. And then he writes, I thought that backdrop looked different. It does look different, doesn't it? And then he writes, we'll have Claire back on soon. We will. She's back soon. Seema writes, how are you going to run 8K for Hyrox? Do you wear knee sleeves running? That's a great question, Seema. Yes, I usually do. However, I have been trying my absolute best to move away from knee sleeves as much as I can, so that I don't have to wear them for running. And I can tell you now, I have done very, very little running over the last 3 weeks. But it's going to be my intention this week to do a little bit of running, just 1K intervals, not fast. We just need to get through it. So Jon, I'll probably aim to do 5-minute 1Ks and do some of those, just to make sure that I'm okay. That's all. I'll be fine for running whenever I pick up with running. But yeah, you are right, Seema. I do wear very thin knee sleeves, and there's no real reason. They don't really do much. The only time I know I need to wear them is for prevention. So I know if I don't use them when I run, it basically it's catch-22 really. The reason the knee sleeves help me is because they limit the range of movement in the knee joint, which isn't a good thing because I don't lift my knees enough and then I'm not efficient. When I don't wear the knee sleeves, my knees raise up further. I'm better at running, but there's more pressure going down through the knee. So if I don't wear them, I run better. However, the day after, 48 hours after, I am punished for it in the knees. They swell up, they balloon up, they fill full of fluid, and I won't be able to do much. But it's a once a year thing. I probably won't end up wearing knee sleeves, but we'll see. I might. Oh my goodness me, God. Everyone, I want you to take a seat. Welcome to the stage, Philip Kelly. Philip Kelly writes, you should have margaritas with Mexican food, Jon. I don't know why that was written. Jon Clark writes, that's okay. 5-minute 1Ks will be doing around that. Good. Okay, that's all right then. I was going to come on. You're like, okay, come on then. Let's go. Let's go. 5 a.m. Squat Club writes, I only run in weightlifting shoes. Funny you should say that. I think I've told that story before, Adam. When the first Reebok lifters came out, I think it was the first one. Yeah, it was the first ones, the fucking really ugly, clowny ones. A guy in my gym, my old gym, this was 2013. We did Nancy. And it was 3, 2, 1, go. And he went running out the door in his bloody doodahs. PK. Hang on. I'll see what I can do, Mr. K. Philip Kelly writes, give me a wrench. Let's see. This is going to come on loud. Let's mute that. Let's go. Let's go to that. PK hates standard. There we go. PK, you are now a wrench. Oh, that was brilliant, wasn't it? I don't know. So, sorry, Jon Clark writes, pull up the photo of the guy at breakfast in the ROMs. So, I'd have to dig that up. So when I was on holiday, the guy went out in 2013 running in his lifting shoes and it was a nightmare. And those old Reeboks were hard. There was no giving them. They were wood. Anyway, I was at the Travel Lodge, like a hotel at the airport last year. And we were at breakfast and I looked over. Change the backdrop. What do you want me to change it to? It's the right number. It's the correct number. Anyway, I was at breakfast and I looked over, and there was a guy at the breakfast buffet, wearing Nike Romelio lifters, and he had no business wearing them, let's put it that way. And he was wearing jeans and it was for breakfast, and he was wearing ROMs to breakfast, and he clearly had no idea that they were lifter shoes. He just thought they looked jazzy and were, hard, I guess. So that was quite funny. And I took videos and pictures because that's the kind of person I am. Horrible. Just like the only video I have from the day before my wife gave birth to my daughter at the hospital, I've got a video of a man walking around the hospital in flip-flops because it was going on the floor in front of us, and it was really annoying. So I just made a video. That is a very, very good point. Sorry, Jon Clark, co-host of the Outside the Box show, writes, did any of you benders go back and watch the Kendall show? So Kendall Cake was on with Yon on Thursday, Thursday. Might have been Wednesday. Yeah, because he traveled on Thursday. It was on Wednesday. Now Kendall is a mentalist, and he is a very, 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 very one of the best in the world. Backdoor racers, what's it called? Backyard racers. And essentially every hour on the hour, you run just over 6K. So it's 4.2 miles. Is that about right, Yoni boy? Every hour on the hour, you run that. And it's basically last man standing or last person standing. And he's a very one of those. So you keep going, and I want to say like the record's something like 60 odd. Yon writes, he was the youngest ever to run over 200 miles in Backdoor Ultra. He's a savage. So Yon was on with him on Wednesday. Yon Solo. Go and check it out. It's a very good show. Yon handled it very well. Yon was very articulate. Kendall is it Cuba? 100+ hours. He's not there yet. Fucking hell. Is he Costa Rican? Was that right? I think he was. Yon, fucking come on, will ya? You can talk. You can do this with me. By the way, if anyone wants to come on chat, just do. Costa Rica coffee farm. That's right. He's a coffee farmer. If you go to his Instagram page. Hang on, let me pull that up because he is a good guy. Let's share the love, shall we? I got really annoyed at my son earlier. But I don't want to go into that. What's his name? Kendall Cake. Kendall. Why is our caps lock on? Jesus. There he is. Shall I give him a cheeky follow? Yeah, let's go. You bought some coffee. Oh, nice. Did you get a discount code? You should ask him for a discount code, Yon. Right, so this is the lad. Go and check him out. Coffee. Where's his coffee thing? I did see it when I was looking the other day. Did you ask him if he's met Goggins? David Goggins. Where was it? There was definitely a post I saw with him talking about coffee beans. Well, I don't know. It was somewhere up here. It might have been today's one where is this it? Hello there. What's this? Jesus. What are they doing there? Oh, there we go. Just cutting back. New coffee. There we go. Lovely. Anyway, I won't share everything he's done. How do I go back to the... No. There we go. Lovely. Oh, it's on his story. Okay, that's fine. Yon writes it was on his story. But yeah, he's a really good guy. Really nice. Very young. Very positive. What's the word I'm looking for? Full of beans. Full of beans. Very good, Jake. Very good. But yeah, there we go. It's got darker, hasn't it, this week? Got darker. When did the clocks change? When do the clocks change? It's coming up, isn't it? I think, is it last weekend of Cocktober? Does anyone do Cocktober? Clocks change date. Have you got any? Oh, Jesus, this is in French. Why is it? Oh, it's because I put changer. Change clocks date. Why does it think I'm French? Oh, this is interesting. Jon Clark writes, I'll need to tell the story of how two drunk Polish guys tried to steal my Garmin yesterday. Ooh, that's an interesting story. I'd like to hear that. The 26th of October. So next 2 weeks' time. 2 weeks' time, good. Yeah, that'll be a lovely teaser, won't it? It'll be a lovely tease. Yon likes to tease. Yon Clocks that writes, we'll tease it. I'll save it for next week. So yeah, this is your warning. We have 2 weeks until the clocks go back. Are we still doing that shit? Although, to be fair, it has really picked up getting dark, hasn't it, recently? Okay. Seema writes, so do all coaches do what they feel like that day and then berate members for cherry picking workouts? Are we talking about someone particular, Seema? Have you got your eyes set on someone? I was listening to Paige earlier. I was Sevi talking about how she chooses her battles and how she works in the athlete room sometimes, and she goes in the other room with the gem pop the other times. And when she wants to feel part of the community, she'll go into the gym and work with people. But when she's stuck for time and she needs to get in and out, she goes to the athlete area. I know it shouldn't. No, it shouldn't. And we'll explore it now. It got my back up a little bit when I heard that. The gym owner in me got my back up a little bit. But I have to remember that's her source of income and that's her job rather than being a member of the community. Because like the amount of members that you have at the gym that would love that luxury of being able to come in when they're pressed for time, train when they need to, and go home. But they can't most of the time. So, you know, but I get the difference. I do get the nuance. I get that she's doing it for a job and her income. So my reflection there, Seema, is there's certain professions, like firstly, I'll set the background here. A lot of people say like, oh, you work in the gym, you should be really fit. Or you're a personal trainer, you should be in really good shape. Yeah, I kind of agree. However, it would be the equivalent of saying you work in a bank, you should be really rich. There's not many people that work in the bank, not banking, but the bank, that have got loads of money. Just because you work in that environment doesn't necessarily mean that you should have what you're doing. Now, when it comes to working in the same four walls day in, day out in the gym, when you do the programming yourself, as in you write it and you dish it out, especially for groups, after years of having to train on your own around the clock whenever you can, tired from opening up at 5 o'clock, blah blah blah, all the moaning, all the sympathy, all the pity, all the fucking poor me, I'm an entrepreneur and I run my own business and I get to do what I want, blah, poor me. It does get to the point where you cannot be fucking bothered to do the session that's written down. And you just want to move, you want to do your thing, and you want to do that. And that's your right as a coach or as a gym owner. You get to pick and choose what workouts you do to suit the week or the day that you've had in that environment. I would like to think that they predominantly don't do it every day. I'd like to think that that's not a daily occurrence, but I can hand on heart tell you it's a very tricky and difficult thing to try to work out, especially if you're a one-man band. And obviously, if you are a PT PT and you're, programming for individuals, that program is very unique, obviously, and it wouldn't apply to your own goals. Oh, I had a big goal talking session with the kids today. That was really cool. And that kicked off. Jethro Cardona writes, fuck, I wish I were fit. Yeah, exactly. Hello, Governor. Crossfat writes, hello, Governor. How's about that then? So as I said, I was at the gym this morning and I trained. And following my training session, Katie and the kids turned up at the gym so that we could go off to the mountain biking. Now, there was a class starting just after. And there was a couple of people that rocked up for the class, which was a high rocks sort of session. Well, it was a high rock session. 45-minute movement, loads of running, loads of all the gubbins, high roxy stuff. And these people had ran to the gym. They'd run to the gym to then do the workout, to then run home. And can I tell you, people, if you're members at a gym, that is the equivalent of having someone round for dinner or for tea or for lunch, and when they turn up, they're having a snack before you feed them. And I didn't pass judgment because I don't want to judge people. So I started talking to the kids because the kids said, oh, have they ran here? And I said, yeah. And they said, oh, are they doing the workout? I said, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And we talked about goals and we talked about training and we talked about why for very, 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 very few people, that amount of volume might be necessary for their training goals. But better is better. More isn't necessarily better. And the issue that I have, and this is most people that do that kind of shit, is that they don't train hard enough. They don't train hard enough. They go at 50% on everything and they do more because they think more is better. And they're obsessed with these things and they're obsessed with step counting and they're obsessed with calorie counts and they're obsessed with that kind of thing. And they don't understand about quality. And I'm worried, and this isn't a thing about our gym where I go to, because I know it's very well, the education is top notch and, I'm not worried about our gym. But I'm worried in broad terms about the number of people that are going to jump from high intensity, shorter pieces with strength as a priority and skill acquisition into these longer Hyroxy style or Hyrox classes that don't necessarily prioritize that just for the sake of more volume. And sorry, CrossFat writes, exposing folks to a hard or maximal or to failure is truly difficult. Yeah. Jon Clark writes, they're not training, they're exercising yet. And then Jon Clark writes, shall I send for Kundo the link to jump out? Yeah, you can do. Yeah, please do. But I mean, there's so many examples of this. It's like the classic 5x5 back squat or 7x3 deadlift or 5 single push jerk as the workout. If the gym is programmed correctly, a decent prep, a good, decent warm up, few sets, looking at technique drills, and then doing those singles, triples, or fives, and then a cool down and a brief at the debrief. That should be an insanely challenging, decent workout for anyone. Gotta go. Peace and love. Writes Jethro. See you later, Jethro. Thanks for calling in. But we have this idea of more is better, and we have to move for ages, and we have to do 1,000 hours a week, and the The problem is that on a Saturday morning, and CrossFit, this is in answer to your piece of exposing folks to what harder maximal is. On a Saturday morning, the session that I do is interval work. So it's an interval Saturday morning session in it's sort of maximal, it's sprint intervals, and it's, you know, hard fast with rest. And it's not because I'm doing it, I hope, but it's the least popular session of the week in terms of the Hyroxy sort of style ones. And the reason for that is because I'm encouraging them to go real heavy, real quick, really fast, and getting those really maximal effort sprints. And people don't want to do it. They seek their value for coming to the gym to sweat, the sweat equity thing. They think that doing that is going to get them benefits. It will get them benefits. But the exercise that we had with the kids is in the thought process that we had with the kids was teaching them about quality over quantity. However, if you are training to be an ultra runner, you probably should be doing a lot of miles, and volume is important. So there are exceptions that you know, go with that. But just like if you want to be a powerlifter and you want to compete at powerlifting, you probably shouldn't be doing 20K runs on a weekend. That's when we get into the realm of speciality. And that's the pill we have to swallow as CrossFitters, as generalists. We can't really specialize all year round. We can have small cycles where we specialize in set of movement patterns, or you know, for loads or for reps or for quality or skill development. But ultimately, we're generalists, and to a high degree, which is, you know, tricky to navigate with people, especially the new breed of CrossFitter that's come in. It didn't used to be as hard to get that across, I don't think. But the times, they are changing. CrossFat prefers 531 to 5.5. Yeah, me too, actually. Hashtag me too. Mechanical failure is truly a God-seeing experience. God-seeing. Okay. Not sure I've heard that say. When I start running, my bench and dead suffer, even if training volume's there. I still, yeah. So yesterday, I think I mentioned this on yesterday afternoon, but yesterday's workout, I did a 2K ski for time. And prior to that, I had done 5x10 back squat and 5x10 bench. And my numbers have definitely gone down over the last 6 weeks, 5-6 weeks since my powerlifting meet. But that's because I'm leaning more towards specializing for a Hyrox. So, you know, that can make sense. But my thought was, back squat, I hinge a little bit, obviously, because powerlifter and all that shit. So posterior chains massively engaged, and then bench, triceps, delts, a bit of traps, lats, obviously, for the ski. So I thought I'd prep myself and pre-fatigue, but it really did warm me up for that. And it wasn't a maximal. I think I did my I did my squats and my bench at the same weight. I used 100 kilos and just got it done in about 20 minutes. But it wasn't heavy. CrossFit writes 10s. Ew. It wasn't heavy. It was 100 kilos, which is what, 220. So 5 sets of 10 to prep my legs on the back squat, and 5x10, and then 5x10 at 100 kilos, same. So 220 on bench, getting ready for that. And then a 2K ski. So that was cool. I hadn't planned on doing it, going full send on the ski, but I don't know if you ever do that. I got prepped, started, got the first sort of 300 out the way with, and realized I felt okay. Split time was looking good. And then thought, all right, then here we go. We're on. But then, like any 2K, you get past the 1K, you get past the halfway, and you know what you're in for then, don't you? You know if you've paced it badly or appropriately. So yeah, I've been hitting. I did a 10K. I've been hitting 5Ks. I've been doing intervals. I've been doing 2K. I've been 500 sprints. I've been doing all sorts of different domains on the machines. And that's, I'll tell you what, that 60-minute one I did on Friday was so good. So good. Variety, timekeeping was great. It was a real decent workout. So it was 500-meter row, 500-meter ski, 1,000-meter bike ergs, change every 2 minutes. So I was hitting about a 145, 150 split on the 500s each time and the 1,000 on the bike. Get myself 5-10 seconds transition to walk over, get myself set, and then hit it. And I did that for an hour. So I ended up doing 5K row, 5K ski, 10K bike in the hour. So I kept to the 20-minute, obviously, mark for each. With a transition, and the swap over was nice. Going from those different movement patterns was good. So, Beer, how are you, sir? Were you doing a powerlifting meet today? Was that right? I think, or you're prepping for one. You qualified for one, didn't you? You're not prepping for one. My weekly Pepsi Max Cherry. A little while ago, I got into a habit of having one, well, probably every day, really. But now I'm allowed one a week on a Sunday. So that's my vice at the moment. Oh, I'm getting into such good shape at the moment. Just cutting back on shit. It's quite good. It's nice. I'm trying to pivot. I'm trying a pivot in volume nowadays. Okay. Jerry papped. Cross that right. So I'm trying to pivot in volume nowadays. Cool. Okay. That's good. The UK must keep Pepsi in business. Yeah. Hello, Mason. Sorry, Mason Mitchell writes. Mason Mitchell writes. The UK must be keeping Pepsi in business. I think we do, Mason. To be fair, it was last Sunday. Yeah. So yes, we've already talked about that. Sorry, I'm sorry, Sabir. Got caught up in all the excitement of talking to you guys. It's very bright in here. Let's turn that down. So we noticed that our kids turn into what's a PC word for it? Divvies, right? When they have any sweets or candy. So like, you know, like Haribo, like chewy fucking, yeah. And at rugby today, after about 30 minutes of games, so it's about a 10-minute game, 5-minute rest, 10-minute game. They had 4 games. And after the second one, Donnie had obviously done his mountain biking. He'd come back to the gym while I trained, had lunch, properly fueled up. And then at about the halfway mark in the rugby matches, this parent pulls out a bag of sweets or candy, you know, like chewy candy. And Donnie had one, my son. And it is like a switch in his personality. It just switches. He goes from really attentive, really focused, really aware to just space cadet, looking around, not moving back behind the ball, because in rugby, obviously, you have to throw it backwards. You can't throw it forward. The rules went out the window. It was just a complete shift. It's really strange. Anyway, sorry. Last Sunday, Sabir writes, I passed out standing up by 5, 6, 7 deadlift. Nice. I got it locked out, but then the bar dropped. Shit. Bit like Eddie Hall's 464, was it, in 2014? That's unlucky, Sabir. That's good. It's good stuff though. Standing up with it's decent. You came second overall in the light category despite not being able to squat more than 120 due to an injury. That's a shame. But, you know, he did well. He needs Adderall for rugby. Yeah. So Mason Mitchell writes, he needs Adderall for rugby. That glucose to dopamine into dopamine. Yeah. Get him a prescription. So see, here's the thing, right? I'm still not convinced labels are good for people, especially kids. I'm not convinced that labeling, you've got this or you are this. I'm not convinced it's productive unless it's completely necessary. And for some kids, it really is. It truly is necessary. It helps with diagnoses, it helps with getting support, it helps with all that kind of stuff. But for the overwhelming majority of people, it's used as a crux, it's used as a get out, it's used as an excuse for being a shitty parent. And I'm pretty sure if we took my son to a doctor's and got him looked at and examined or whatever they want to call it, or tested, I'm pretty sure where is it, this would be apparent. Okay. CrossFit Right says help my son focus on things he enjoys, but newer medicine aren't adult. So yeah, I found it really, really hard watching him being a twat. And he can go from being a really good athlete on the pitch to just the worst one on the pitch in the blink of an eye, on the blink of an eye. And it's like a complete character change. And it's crazy. It's crazy how quickly it happens. And obviously, as a parent, you want the best for your kid. And no one teaches you all this shit. And then it's some reports of some people and some people in the news and some people in media and some people that they say avoid all the medication at all costs. You don't want to alter there's side effects. You don't want to change their personality. You don't see it as a crux. You don't see it as a bad thing. Let them be them, blah, blah, blah. And then you have other people, CrossFit being one of them, saying it's helped my son focus on things he enjoys. I've got a few friends that I've got a very good friend, and her son and her both take medication for it. And they're totally different people when they have it. I can tell when they've had it and when they haven't. And they operate insanely well and they focus and it helps them. But if you require medication to operate a certain way, and this is what I'm going through at the moment, so I'm just talking out loud here. Probably shouldn't on public, in public. Once they're on it, they're on it. And one side of the coin is I want the best for him to be able to focus, to be able to do what he wants to do and enjoy life and to get by and not feel like the odd one out, to not feel ostracized, not be the naughty kid that's always been told off, or parents looking badly at him and me having to be defensive about him and that kind of thing. And if medication can help with that and assist with that, like CrossFit said about showing for helpful permanent executive function improvement, if I can do anything to help my kid, or parents helping their kids, if they can do anything to help their kid, they will. But I still have reservations. And until I truly feel it is essential, I will hold fire on it. Because he's a fucking amazing kid and I love him to bits. And no matter what weird mood he gets in or what he's thinking about or what fucking angle or tangent he goes at, he always comes back and is just, you know. And again, the other thing is I see a lot of me in him. So he does things and I go, yeah, I would have done that. And like, I'm fine. I never had to be medicated. But, you know, there's no right or wrong here. And it's like the whole homeschooling thing. I find it quite tough to talk about it outwardly to people, because the worst thing in the world for me would be to make out as if I think I'm doing something better than they are, because it's not better. It's just better for my kid, you know? Sort of CrossFit rights. Again, it's better now and the meds are different. Okay, cool. Little meth never hurt. CrossFit rights. The educators are better now too, and knowing it's not bad, kid. Yeah, and this is the other thing. Obviously, we homeschool, so we're not too fussed about him being the naughty kid at school, because, you know, he's not at school. And he plays really well. I mean, they came in probably about 10 minutes ago. It's pitch black outside. They came in about 10 minutes ago to have showers and stuff, ready for bed. And there's the other thing of he's a 6-year-old boy. We let him loose. He just goes out and he plays for hours, and he plays rugby, and he goes to jiu-jitsu 3 times a week, and he's a little lad, and he climbs trees, and he jumps off bikes, and he's like, I don't know how much of it is just the environment. Don't know. We're off. Have a great afternoon, team. Yes, Adam, 5 a.m. Squat Club. Have an amazing day. CrossFit rights. The old stuff was harsh, bad at time release dosing amounts. Okay, cool. CrossFit. It's a shame that and this isn't a plea for me to get to know who you are, by the way. It's a shame I can't talk to you about all this offline, because I'd really like to pick your brains on it. But I'm sure we can have a discussion on here at some point in the chat. What I would actually, that is a great fucking idea. CrossFit, you can claim this as your idea. I'm going to research into getting an ADHD specialist, a clinician on the show, because I think Jon would love to be there as well. I can look into that and get someone on, because it's something that I really, really want to truly understand and know for the future. CrossFit. I'll call you with a voice scrambler. Do one with like a really high pitched Mickey Mouse voice. Here, Pluto. That wasn't too bad, actually. I can't do Trump. I can't do the voice. I'm normally quite good at it. Mason Mitchell writes, I tweaked on Adderall all through college. Doc loaded me up. Instant as across the board. Nice. Instant A's across the board. Lovely. That's good. Okay. That's good to know. Yeah. Yeah, I need to know more. And he's only 6, and it's not like he's getting into trouble. He's just being a bit of a knobhead now and again. Do you, Seema? That'd be awesome. Seema writes, I'll send you a link to IG to an ADA specialist that you come up. That'd be amazing. Thank you, Seema. That'd be really cool. Thank you. Genuinely mean that. Not that I don't genuinely mean stuff, but, you know. CrossFit says, a lot of work on women too. They were previously thought to be anxious or depressed, since docs thought it was only men. I see. I hate hearing we're all a bit, yeah, because, and this is the other thing, CrossFit. And again, I shouldn't worry about what other people think. This isn't going to sound right, but I'll say it anyway. I agree with you, and I really don't like it. And it's especially just like the whole autism thing. There's so many, like Jon doesn't really talk much about it. Facundo writes, Jake, shouldn't you be in bed by now? No, it's 7 p.m. Facundo. I've got plenty of time to answer some questions if you have any. So what I don't want to be seen as is lumping my son in or my kids into a bracket or a label that they don't need, they don't fit into, just to get out of jail free card. And I've got a lot of friends that have kids with genuine issues. And I know how frustrating it is when people say things like, we're all a bit ADHD, we're all on the spectrum, we're all this. Cool, fine. But there are people that are fucking under the cosh every day. Their kid is a real struggle and they work tirelessly to get through each day, and they have it up to here, but they find a way forward and they love the kids, and they really, do have really tough times. And then you get bloody John and Deborah down the road that kids eats bags of sugars every day, sits on his iPad, never goes out the house, and then they say, because they can't be asked to do anything, oh, he doesn't like people. It's like he must have autism. It's like, no, like you just, I totally get what you mean. Does your son struggle with fatigue? When you say fatigue, do you mean physical fatigue or mental? Because I'll give you an example. At jiu-jitsu on Friday, he just went from 100 to 0 and he had to sit out for the last 10 minutes. It was just fucked. And he hadn't had that much of a busy day. And now and again, it's not all the time. He can go from being active to just boom, done, in a very quick turnaround. And it's as if a light's been switched off. It's just, but it happens now and again, but it's not every day, or it's not every other day. So if that's what you mean, I don't think you could class him as being fatigued. He's full of energy constantly. But again, the benefit, I guess, of us both being level 2s and having a really keen interest in nutrition and health and longevity and sport is we've really got the kids interested in nutrition and fuel, and they really love seasoning. They love recipes, that kind of stuff. And they love baking. They love finding stuff. They loved making those homemade holy balls last week with Katie, and they love rationing. They like looking at food as like enjoying it, but baking it themselves. And I know Facundo enjoys chopping onions and making Japanese food, but we're not quite there yet. Although I will say they made a shepherd's pie a couple of weeks ago, so that's one thing. CrossFit Rise, yeah. I mean, Asian kids have basically work harder to sort of hang on and adhere, and then it zaps the batteries. Yeah. So I'm a bit of a helicopter parent. I'll be sat there, and this is the difference between me and my wife, Mama. When we're at jiu-jitsu, I'll be stood up and I will constantly be watching. And if I see his mind drifting, and he's looking away, or he starts fucking around and I can tell it's coming, I will keep eye contact with him. He'll make eye contact with me and I'll go focus or eyes up or do whatever, and he'll be back on it. And then it will start to struggle and it'll be back on it. And it's this constant battle for him to stay in that room and to fucking focus on the job at hand, because he's thinking about all the other shit. And the best time for him operational wise is when he is really under the cosh. So when he goes up against like the 10 or 11-year-olds at jiu-jitsu, he focuses, he is real hard, and he goes at it and he fights, and it's amazing to see. But when it's not as high pressured, when it's not important to him, it's just meh, his head's got, he's not really thinking. But then I think a lot of 6-year-old lads are like that. I don't know. I just made the best beef boing. Facundo writes, I just made the best beef boing in history. Modesty aside. Beef isn't Argentinian beef some of the best. Don't the Argentinians make the best steak in the world? That's what I've heard. That's what the rumors would suggest. Except the Scottish, obviously. Except the Scots, which we will be sharing a nice juicy steak in a few weeks, won't we? That'll be lovely. I'm really looking forward to Rogue now. Be really cool. And I don't know if you saw, but Matt Torres announced that he's going to be in Berlin at Coaches Congress. So that'd be cool. So yes, very good, very good. I'm really annoyed I didn't get the phone sorted. I'll try and get that fixed. I don't know how. I'll try and get it done. Right. I am going to make like a banana and fuck off. Kids need it. No, shepherd's pie and cottage, but we're having both. Oh, dearie me. Have you ever what would happen if you mixed them? If you had beef and lamb mixed up, what would that be called? Don't know. We can find out, but we'll have one of each, won't we? I'm sure we'll find somewhere nice to eat. Seema writes, Facundo, did you use Julia Childs' recipe? Ooh. Megan, night, Jake. Thank you very much. Quiet night tonight. Yeah, it's only 7 o'clock, but you said you hated shepherd's pie. Yeah, I'm not. Look, I'm not a fan of like fluffy potatoes. You know, like I like thin. If you get a thin crust, and then I do like that, and I like mince, but not too juicy. So I used to really fucking annoy my granddad, rest his soul. Christmas, whenever I used to go around his like house and we used to eat lunch, especially Christmas dinner, I always eat all of one thing first. So, and it goes from worst to best. So think about your Christmas dinner. I might eat all of the carrots first, then all of the sprouts, and then all of the potatoes. And it really used to annoy my granddad. Really used to annoy him. But I can't have gravy. I can't have like sauce that mixes stuff up. It's got to be sort of succulent, juicy and moist, but not drenched in shit. So when it comes to like a shepherd's pie or a cottage pie, it's got to be crispy on the top, no fluffy potato, and then a more rigid mince underneath rather than sloppy. No one likes sloppy. Eels. You doctored it up, says Jodie. That's what I always say. Doctored it up. Crossfat writes, Jake, you sound autistic. Thanks, Crossfat. Much appreciated. Maybe. Don't know. I don't care. Do you toe walk? Do you mean walk on my toes now and again? I don't stand on the cracks, if that counts. I don't know if that's the same thing. But yeah. And I can't, I don't like loud food either. It annoys me. Anyway, have an incredible evening, everyone. I hope you have the loveliest of Sundays. It is Sunday, the 12th of October. Jon and I have got about 11 days till our High Rocks. Jake, you should cut some onions. What, live on air? Oh, that's an idea. That is a great idea. Cutting some onions live on air. No, I don't need to do that. I'll keep it all in. You have to protect your spine. Mason writes, okay. Cool. Yeah, exactly. If you heel wars, gross. That's why I wear these. That's why I wear these things. Because then I'm forced to. Right. Anyway, have an amazing evening, everyone. I hope you have the loveliest of Sundays. Thank you for joining me, all of you. Remember to stay outside the box when you can. And Jon and I will be with you during the week sometime. But have the loveliest of days. And thank you for joining me, everyone. Mason, Facundo, Crossfat, Jody, Seema, Megan, everyone. Sabir, thank you so much. Have a lovely day, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.